What is up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Steph, also known as the Freckled One. If you are an avid beauty YouTuber watcher, then I'm sure you've seen more than one video at this point about the Sephora VIEVE sale that is currently happening. And unfortunately, it ends tomorrow. So first, I want to share some tips and tricks on how I smart shop on Sephora and kind of blur out that type of marketing that makes you feel like you have to constantly get the newest release, because it's so overwhelming with how many releases are happening, especially within the last few years. And then I want to share with you my $1,000 dream cart. Essentially what I would spend my money on if I had just $1,000 and if money wasn't an issue. But before we get into it, I do want to give a shout out to all of my new subscribers. Hello, welcome. Super happy to have you here. Welcome to the Freckled One channel. We have a lot of fun here, so I hope that you enjoy what is to come. And for my special shout out to a subscriber, this video goes to Rocking Stone. In one of your comments specifically, I remember you saying that it made you feel like you were really doing makeup with just with a friend, and that's all that I can really ask for. So Rocking Stone, thank you so much for exuding positivity on here. Without further ado, let's get into the Sephora VIEVE sale. So first, I wanted to get into a couple of tips and tricks that I use to kind of smart shop Sephora in general. This doesn't really actually have anything to do with the sale, but a feature that I use is their app. Firstly, it helps me keep track of everything that I want. It's centralized onto your phone. You don't have all these web browsers open. And if you add something to your cart in your app, it doesn't really take it out for a very long period of time, if ever. And so my first tip is to download the Sephora app. This is not sponsored, and I am not receiving any sort of money from them, but having the app on my phone has really helped me just keep track of the things that I really want, which kind of segues into my next tip, but that is to have a list of favorites. On the app, with each product, there is a heart that you can select, and it helps to have a list of favorites, because maybe you at one point you think you really want this one item, and a month later you look at your favorites list and it's in there and you think, wow, I can't believe that was even one of my favorites. And so you remove it. And for me, that just really helps narrow down what I really want, what isn't actually just like a fleeting desire. Especially with like consumer anxiety, I think a lot of folks feel honestly FOMO, or just wanting to try something that looks really exciting because the marketing is really good, the packaging is fantastic, the demos that you see are phenomenal. And in the end, it might just be a fleeting desire. And so having my loves list is great because it keeps me from spending a lot of money that I would regret later on. My very last tip that I want to share with you is to leave those more expensive products for a sale like this. You know, getting 20% off a $70 moisturizer is a really big percent off, and if you can find something that can tide you over until, you know, that $70 moisturizer goes on sale, then I would recommend that. And so in my dream cart, you might see a lot of products that are pricier, and that's because I like waiting for those to be 20% off so I can save a lot more money. Okay, now let's get into the dream cart. So I'm gonna pull up my phone and we can shop together here. Okay, just pulling up my Sephora app. And here we are. I'm gonna click start shopping. And I think I wanna start with hair, because how many times do I have to say this on my channel? But I have lost a lot of hair recently when I lost a lot of weight during COVID. Another story for another video, but I have really come to want to take care of my hair and to protect it and style it in a way where it doesn't feel like I've lost a lot of hair. So I don't have a ton of things that I want, but what I do want first is red, and it is their hair oil everyday gloss. They even have a new mini size, so that's something that I would get. So let's add that to basket. I've been wanting to try it. Part of me feels like it's going to smell like bread, and I know that that's not true, and that's disappointing because if this could smell like carbs, maybe I would eat fewer carbs. Okay, next on my list is something that this is not new to me, but I love the Scalp Revival Charcoal Oil Shampoo. I have a lot of scalp buildup, and to get rid of that, this shampoo specifically comes in a tub typically, but they have a 32 ounce size, which is $134, and this is brand new. They didn't normally have this, so I'm going to add that to my basket because it is chef's kiss. It has peppermint in it, and if you also feel like you have scalp buildup and you haven't found something that you particularly like, I highly recommend you try this shampoo. It like kind of wakes up your scalp, gets a little bit tingly, and it is squeaky clean, but not to the point where you just feel like all of the moisture is sucked out of your hair. Because money is not an option in this fantasy, I want to get Oribe stuff because this is what rich people buy. If you don't know Oribe, they use a lot of these products at like kind of higher end hair salons, and I have always loved their products, but it, as you can see, is just so ridiculously expensive. Something that I've been wanting is this dry texturizing spray. Absolutely adding that to the cart. When I style my hair, kind of like how I did today, it would be really nice to be able to have a texturizing spray that didn't kind of crunch my hair. Something else that I want from them is their Gold Lust Power Drops. I follow Daisy Cash. If you don't, I highly recommend. She's this half Filipina, like, goddess, and I like her channel specifically because our coloring is very similar, but she used these at some point and really liked them, and so to repair my hair I also want to try that. Amika is a brand that I have tried a couple of their things, but something that they have really caught my eye, and that is their serum. It's called Blockade. It's a heat protectant serum. Now that I've been styling my hair a little bit more, especially since COVID and not wearing a ton of makeup, I've like played around with hairstyling a little bit more, and I want to defend my hair against heat damage. Unfortunately, this is out of stock, so it's fine. We'll replace it with something else. Back to Briogeo. This is something that is not new to me. I had a sample size of this and I absolutely loved it, but this is their Farewell Frizz Rosarco Milk Leave-In Conditioner. It smells absolutely divine. It makes my hair feel super, super soft, and I used it every time I went to the gym and showered there, and that just has a nostalgic smell to me now, so I want to feel that again. And last but not least, one more thing from Oribe. I would love their color saving shampoo. If you didn't watch my surgery vlog, I dyed my hair again with box dye, and unfortunately because I scrub my scalp pretty vigorously, I lose a lot of color, which is unfortunate because that's the reason kind of why I dye my hair in the first place, to cover my grays. So to have a color saving shampoo would be fantastic. And I think that's it for hair. Let's see what our cart already looks like. Ooh, okay. So it's fine because we're getting 20% off. That's fine. That $1,000 is filling up very quickly. On to skincare. I'm really happy with the skincare that I have right now, but I have been wanting to try a couple of things. So let's start with this lip plumper. I have yet to find a lip plumper that I like, and Lawless has the Forget the Filler Lip Plumper Line Smoothing Gloss. Lawless is a clean brand at Sephora. Whether or not you agree with what clean beauty is, it's nice. It looks nice. I have heard really good things about it, and of course this is out of stock. So that's a bummer. On to this product. If there's one thing that I'm going to add to my cart that I really, really want and I would actually consider getting, to be honest, I don't have the money to purchase things right now, which is unfortunate because it's like the best time to do it, but this Lord Jones Acid Mantle Repair Moisturizer with CBD, I have a sample size from Sephora from a purchase that I made, and it is absolutely amazing. I have tried to use so many things to reduce the redness, like around my nose, on my cheeks, and I cannot praise this enough for actually doing that. Again, if there is one thing that I actually really, really am considering purchasing from this cart, it is this. So I'm gonna add that to the cart happily. This is an up and coming brand. They haven't been around for very long, but Glow Recipe, I think maybe was brought to Sephora maybe last year or 2 years ago, but they have a couple of things that I have been really wanting to try. One of them being the Ceramide Redness Relief Serum. I am always open to trying redness relief things. I've tried the stuff from Brynn. I've tried Dr. Jart. I feel like there's some First Aid Beauty stuff that I tried. Nothing has really been able to actually reduce my redness except that Lord Jones moisturizer. And so I'm still always looking to help reduce my redness, and this says that it does that. Ceramide, we love ceramide over here. So there's that. I would love to try this Avocado Melt Retinol Sleeping Mask. Retinol has really helped reduce my milia. If you don't know what milia is, it's these little tiny dots that occur underneath the eye. I used to get them when I was using there was a product that I was using 2 years ago that was causing me to have more milia, and retinol was the only thing that would actually get rid of it. So adding that to the cart. Ooh. Well, now that we're here, I also want to try, oh, it's out of stock. I wanted to try out this Super Goop Glow oil for the summer. I love being out in the sun with an oil, and I feel like it's pretty rare to see an oil that also has SPF 50, so that's a bummer. But another thing that I wanted, right here, silly. This Watermelon Glow Niacinamide Dewdrops, I've heard very good things about it, and this sounds like it would be really, really nice under makeup, so I'm gonna add that to the cart. Something random that I've always been wanting, but it is way too expensive, is this Laura Mercier almond, so it's not that amber vanilla one, but it is a almond coconut body cream. Oh my gosh, it's out of stock. No, I'm so sad. Well, it's not like I'm actually buying these things, but that's a bummer. I have been really, really wanting this for honestly probably 3 years now. It's $72, which is absolutely ridiculous, but I love beautiful smelling body products. I have a hard time with some fragrance. But when it comes to body products, I tend to be a little bit less sensitive. I'm gonna finish with skincare. Ulla Henriksen, one of my favorites. I already have this Banana Bright eye cream, which I do love, but This is their Wrinkle Blur Bakuchiol Eye Gel Cream. It's a retinol alternative. And, honestly, so I already have their, like, Bakuchiol, I forgot what it's called Retin Alt. I think they use Bakuchiol. But I have that cream, absolutely fabulous. It smells like a lemon blueberry souffle, maybe. So if this also smells like that, I would love that. And it's really, really subtle. Okay, we're at $562. Very last thing, Youth to the People, another fabulous brand. Here we go. It is their Superfood Air Whip Moisturizer with hyaluronic acid. I'm gonna add that to the basket. I have tried this. It is super lightweight and soft, and I mean truly whipped, and it's just a beautiful texture, especially with summer. You know, I'm extremely dry in the winter, but in the summer when I tend to sweat because it is so ridiculously hot in Los Angeles, I need something that's a little bit more lightweight. Ooh, I need a little bit of a water break because all this shopping is making me thirsty. Last category, we are moving on to makeup. And if there is a makeup product that I absolutely want from this sale, hands down, it is Patrick Ta's cream contour and bronzer duo. Patrick, I will follow you to the ends of the earth with things that you release. I'm just such a big fan. So this duo is $38. That is not super expensive, but it's also not inexpensive for a bronzer and contour. But he has not failed me with that blush duo, and for this, I trust you. I trust you, Patrick. So I would think that I would, honestly, let's see. I think I'm gonna go with She's Statuesque. I like how cool toned that powder is. I don't know. Yeah, that is the powder, right? Oh no, that is the cream. The cream is cool toned, and for my contour, I like a little bit more cool toned. This looks warmer to me, and well, the contour still, I don't know which one I would want. Okay, I'm not even buying this. Why am I even freaking out about which shade? Okay, I'm gonna go with She's Sculpted because I get extremely tan during the summer naturally, and my Filipina side can use something that's darker than statuesque. So I'm gonna go with She's Sculpted, adding that to the cart happily. And I'm also going to add the Major Sculpt contour brush that he released with this product, and he uses this technique that looks flawless, and I love a good contour that looks natural. When a brush is released with a product, I don't typically buy it because they're overpriced, but this one is an exception to me. Okay, BareMinerals has come out with a couple of like fire releases lately, and I'm intrigued, and I wonder if it has anything to do with Hailey Bieber being attached to them, but they're kind of killing it right now. So this bronzer is brand new. It's causing up a stir on the internet, and so I want to try it. And it is in the shade Medium. So it's a blush and bronzer duo. That is just innovative if I ever heard it. Let's go back to BareMinerals. This is a relatively new foundation that they released, and I would like to try it. Let me see what it says about coverage. It's medium coverage, so I imagine that I could like sheer that out. But I think that this is really intriguing, so I am gonna add that. Aw, this was my first foundation ever, and I don't have it anymore, but that was a good moment. I have always wanted to try this powder blush in Call My Blush. So I'm going to add that to my basket. This Bounce and Blur blush has a really interesting texture. I guess it's bouncy powder. So in Blurred Buff, oh my gosh, that looks really, really pretty, honestly. So I'm going to add that. And I think that's it for BareMinerals. Okay, really quickly, I do not recommend this bronzer. I have a sample of, well, I had a sample of it and it smelled like roach traps. I'm not even kidding you. If you've never had to use a roach trap, like, you're good. I am jealous of you. But in LA, there are lots of roaches and they live underneath apartments and they like water and they're called water beetles. Long story short, this smells like roach traps and I do not recommend that. Okay, let's move on to another brand that I am extremely intrigued with. This is Merit, and I just tried out their foundation in one of my recent videos, in my like new clean beauty video. I absolutely love it, and I think especially for summer when it gets hot, I think that foundation is probably going to be one of my go-tos. But they also came out with a Flush Balm Cream Blush. Uh-oh. No. The shade that I want is sold out. That is such a bummer. But Terracotta, which is a warm cream, looks absolutely divine. Wah. Ooh, but I did... Oh, also sold out. I wanted to try out this brush that goes with their foundation because I like their foundation so much, and if this is what they recommend to blend it out with, I was really intrigued by that and wanted to get it. But yes, this is not sold out. So this is their Clean Lash Lengthening Mascara. It is a tubing mascara. From what proprietary tubing film formers. If you are new to my channel, hello. I pretty much only use tubing mascaras because it's one of my pet peeves, is to get off mascara at the end of the day. I like cannot stand it. So I would love to do a like battle of the tubing mascaras video to compare different ones. I feel like recently a ton of them have been released, including this one. So adding that to the cart. Okay, let's get really expensive, like ridiculously expensive. Let's go to the Natasha Denona. Natasha Denona is, I would say, mostly known for their eyeshadow palettes, and they are tried and true. What I really want, I know, is this Circo Loco eyeshadow palette. It's $129. And that's not new for Natasha Denona. She has very expensive eyeshadow palettes, similar to Pat McGrath, which we'll get to in a little bit. But this shadow palette, I think, is just, I mean, like, I'm not gonna do a look like that ever, but I think I would get a lot of use out of these shades. I mean, they're absolutely gorgeous. Money's not an issue here, so we're going to add that to the cart. Oh, I love it. Let's just take a peek to see where we're at right now. Oh my gosh. We're almost there. Okay, it's fine. Refocus. We're gonna add a couple more things. Let's be honest, most of you on here have found me from my like Ilia versus Kosas video. It's has been doing really well, and I'm so glad that that's helped a lot of folks kind of figure out what they like from each brand. Anyway, they have come, Ilia at least, has come out with a couple of things that I'm interested in. Their first being their Ilia Blue Light Protect and Set Mist. That seems really intriguing to me, especially because it's a blue light filter. We're all on our phones, we're all on our computers, and we should protect ourselves from all of that light. My next thing that I've been wanting is one of these Color Block High Impact Lipstick. Amber Light seems to be really pretty, but I don't think that like pink undertones look very good on my lips, so this is something that I'm interested in. Their Brown Nude. Yeah, that pink does not look, it would not look good on me. But yes, this brown nude Marsala. Yeah, let's add that. And last but not least, I have been wanting to try this for a very long time. It is just so ridiculously expensive, but is the Ilia True Skin Radiant Priming Serum. I like this because it has the properties of a skincare product, but it also works as a primer for your makeup. To be perfectly honest, I don't use many primers. I use my Tarte like pore filling primer for this part and my T-zone, but other than that, I think moisturizers tend to work really well. But this is intriguing to me. It's silicone free. It feels a lot like skincare, so I do like that about it. Let's end with some fancy stuff. Let's go on to Miss Pat McGrath. But I have been really wanting to try this foundation for a very long time. You can sheer it out to a light coverage and you can go full and build it up, but it is divine. I've seen tons of people use it. I think this would be really safe for me to go with light medium 14. Yeah, that neutral shade up there seems fantastic. So I'm gonna add that to the basket. This is it. Yes, the Divine Rose 2 palette. Okay, so Pat McGrath eyeshadow palettes, they're $125. This is not new. This is the price that you pay for really well, like amazing performing eyeshadows. And this specific color story really speaks to me. I'm gonna add it because money is not an issue to us. Okay, final things. I have been wanting this Laura Mercier powder powder blush for a really long time. Oh my gosh, it's out of stock. Okay, well, I've been wanting this Laura Mercier blush color infusion in Fresco, which is a sheer brown nude. It is so ridiculously beautiful. I've been meaning to purchase it, but I haven't gotten around to doing it, and that's a shame. Well, that's what I would have added. And the very last thing is this Candle Glow Sheer Perfecting Powder, and I would get color 3 light to medium. This is actually another thing that I've really been wanting. Let's see what damage we did. Okay, we're at 1,300 dollars. Let's go to checkout and see how much we're gonna save with that code, baby. Obviously shipping is free if you're spending that much money. Our final total would be a little over $1,100. We got a lot of stuff in here. You're saving $260 if you're spending $1,302. That's a lot of savings, but you're also spending a lot of money. Anyway, I am super curious to know what you bought during this sale, if you bought anything. What are some tips and tricks that you might want to share with the rest of the Freckleonian squad on here, including myself? So please leave a comment down below. And as for the upcoming videos, I do have a video that will be covering up all of my freckles, like doing a full glam look. I've never done this before, not in real life, and I have a couple new products that I'm going to be using, which are full coverage. You never see that on this channel ever, but I figured it would be actually a really interesting thing to do. I haven't seen my face without freckles since I was like 6, and I don't even remember what I looked like in the mirror. So stay tuned for that. That'll be really interesting. But until next time, take care, be safe, and be kind. Bye.
Ryan Little.